Welcome to Rauta. This video is done in commercial collaboration with our sponsor, Steelfest. American metal hails. It's time for something total different. Well, not that much really, but still focusing on the extreme metal, not only with death metal, not only with black metal, but something akin to war metal, or something pretty close to it. This one is Kommandant with a fifth album called Titan Hammer. Now, if that album name doesn't really give you some ancient role-playing vibes or ancient mysteries coming from, you know, Greece and whatnot, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is it, Commandant from Chicago, United States of America. So let's get unboxing this beauty with tanks and all. I mean, very, very American, We're all about guns and destruction and all that crazy shit because our government allows it. That's some proper patriotic stuff for you. Okay, jokes around, guys. It's time to just focus on the album at hand. And this is indeed the fifth album by the nearly 20 years old band Commandant from Chicago, Illinois, United States of America. Now, previously I have gotten only a couple of these releases by the band Commandant with K. And I gotta say, the band has been improving their style over the years. Now, it's not like I got through all of them, all of these releases, even full albums, but more like the EP Contact from 2010 and their latest album, 2018, Blood Eel. And now it's time for 2023 release with this one, and the band has improved. Not maybe too much, because it was never bad one to begin with, but even so, I would say there is some maturity to the whole music here, and of course it's good news. Now, previously, especially, the band has been called kind of a black and war metal, or black and death metal rather, or war metal, and now it seems it's more sliding towards what I would say black metal, but they are death metal influences still, more or less, giving certain kind of violent aggression to the whole concept of being kind of a blackish and all that stuff. And maybe just like a capital M, this is not your typical satanic release to begin with. So people who are expecting the kind of a Nordic darkness, grim frost, whatever evil kind of stuff, well, they're not probably ready for what Commandant has to offer. There are a couple of things which, in my opinion, define what Commandant is all about. Seriously, first of all, it's kind of a war-related thing. Maybe akin to Marduk and the like, but with certain kind of American or American death metalized thing going on. So it's definitely, aggressive with fast tempo, with machine gun fire kind of a thing, but maybe a little bit more death metal into play. And that is shown not only through vocals, but just with the riffs and all. The second thing is, even though this is mostly kind of a fast one, there is certain level of heaviness which is not so much present with a lot of black metal albums. So instead of being very grim and evil and dark and all that stuff, the Nordic countries ways, Commandant is definitely more like, let's put some camo pants on and grab your rifle, AR-15 or whatever you prefer, and then get into a fight. So it's always like more or less emphasized that the kind of a war, conflict and other such things are very, very much present with the music, rather than just, being corpse paints on in some old dungeon or kicking down, church doors or whatever. And of course, this is not, to an attempt to downplay the band or, just make you to choose, are you more on the grim side of things or more on the war metal side of things? Just pointing out the kind of obvious when you kind of figure out going through the music, with especially with physical copies. Maybe not that evident when you're just, browsing your streaming service playlists or going through YouTube, figuring out what to play. But physical copies, essentially starting with the band kind of a name and logo and pictures, photos, whatever included, and then it kind of starts folding out. So it actually makes a lot of sense that band named such as this and photos, covers such as this are not exactly sounding your next Mayhem copy. But that being said, this isn't as death metallic as you might feel. There are these parts where the war metal thing is kind of rubbed all over the place, but if you really focus on the riffs and kind of can ignore the death metal influence right there, it's kind of a blackish more or less. I mean, I would say rather than being 50-50 death black kind of a thing, I would say this is maybe 70-75% black metal and the rest, well, that's kind of a death metal. So there's not like too much trash metal essence like, so many other bands which are definitely leaning towards old school. So while Titan Hammer kind of has these old school ways rather than being very modern, just another Blasphemy or Conquer or whatever copycat, it's still not really trashy like that. Now, be that as may, this one comes with some 40 minutes, so it's pretty easy to just listen through and then you're like, yearning for more. And when I say this band has matured and improved a little bit, I think now it's more focused. However, this still, lacks some memorability. One could say the kind of a catchy songs, the ones that kind of a drill deep into your head and you notice them, humming in your head while doing the errands and whatever. So if I could say where Commandant could really improve is to just nail in those really catchy parts. And before people saying like, yeah, but catchy parts don't belong in underground or extreme metal, I would say piss off. I mean, bands like Slayer or Morbid Angel or even fucking Dark Throne have done it for decades, so that's no excuse. Good songwriting is always dependent on creating something very memorable, and those things are often catchy. So if there is a room for that, I would say that's where Commandant needs to go in order to stay even more relevant in this kind of a competition for extreme metal mastership. This being said, so far the best Commandant release I have heard, so no excuses for you not to check it out. So what are you waiting for? Click and start listening or go for the physical product and listen to that. This is Rauta. See you soon and looking forward to your comments regarding this release.